Okay folks, so we've made it into our room, so let's have a little look. I'm in room 8 for this evening's stay, which is a accessible room. So I'll spin you around and we'll have a little look. Okay, so as you come straight in, there's me through the door. You've got the bathroom in there that we're looking at the moment. But there we've got a nice double bed. It actually looks like it could have been 2 singles pushed together at one point if we look down, but that's fine. We've got 2 bedside tables, 2 lamps, the standard, nice little piece of artwork above there. We've got a nice chair in the corner, large windows, hopefully they do open. If not, it is not a problem. And they do indeed. It's a little bit stuffy in here, but that's because it's 20 degrees outside. And then we've got TV, mirror, shelving unit. So there's an extra towel there, some pillows. We've also got a fan on the floor there, which might come in very handy. We've got another chair. We've got a little bin there under the desk. Mind my Pepsi. That doesn't come standard with a room. We've also got milk, PG tips, a little bit of sugar, the 2 cups. They look clean in there. And we've got a kettle, which is sparkling. So, all good on that front. Not an issue there. Now, if we head in to the bathroom, like I've said, this is an accessible room. So we've got towels on the back of the door there, on the handrail. We've got a bathtub. Not what I would expect in an accessible room, to be fair. We've got toilet, sink, toilet rolls. It is a large room. There is handles everywhere. And then what is a very small bathtub. So unless if you can stand to have a shower, you're going to really struggle. I mean, it is low to the ground. I will give them that. You know, it's only about maybe 1.5 feet off the ground there, but yeah, is that accessible? You let me know. I booked this on purpose, really, just to see what an accessible room in a Travelodge would look like, and just to kind of put more information out there in the public domain. But bathtub, I don't think that goes in an accessible room. But anyway, this is my room for the night. I will let you know how the bed is in the morning. So yeah, until then, I'll catch you in the morning. Okay folks, so good morning from the Travelodge Perth Broxden Junction. Sleep last night was okay. Managed to get off quite nice. Mattress is like firm to a little bit of give in it, so you know, not too bad, but mattresses are to everyone's individual liking. I had a shower this morning. Water pressure was okay. What I didn't like about it was that the bath mat inside of the bathtub is fixed, so you can't actually take that out to clean it. It does look a little bit grubby. And I also noticed that the toilet in the disabled toilet, because that's what we're in, is a floating toilet. So it's a counterbalanced toilet. Personally, when I think of accessible rooms, I don't think of floating toilets. It should just be strong pedestal type toilets. Other than that, it was fine. Price wise, we paid £39 per room for the one night. So, you know, 40 quid. 40 quid isn't too bad. There is Wi-Fi, however you only get 30 minutes free Wi-Fi, then you have to pay for it. But I didn't really need it that much. By the time we'd had our Chinese meal last night in the city centre, it was back in them bed. So yeah, in all, not a bad stay, but for an accessible room, I think a lot more needs to be done because it's not really that accessible. Even the chairs are a little bit awful to sit in. Now, if you think of an accessible room, you might have someone in a wheelchair, or whatever. You know, and if you want to move them or sit them in a seat, they're not ideal. But you know, that's probably Travelodge. It is cheap. But yeah, I'd probably stay here again. I might have choose an accessible room, just because there's no point, other than all of the handrails that you should ever need. Yeah, the rest's the same. Like I said, this bed, I mentioned it yesterday, it is really low to the ground. So if you've got problem with your knees, this is not ideal. But what more do you want, really, for £40? So yeah, I would stay here, but I probably wouldn't pick an accessible room. If you do need an accessible room, I'd probably look at another hotel. But each to their own, and yeah, that brings the close to the review of Travelodge Perth Broxden Junction. Do you like it? Have you been here before? Let me know in the comments.